Hey guys, so if you've seen some of my previous videos, this is my hometown of Pine Bluff, and I'm here for another funeral, but we came by my grandmother's old house. This is where my dad grew up. It was a real simple house, and when times really got tough, come here, I'll show you something. This was a huge old oak tree that I used to play in right there. But when times really got tough, back during the Second World War, this was a separate entrance right here. And you can see where my uncle came in and walled it back up and made it a window so it could be just a single house, but it was converted during the tough years to a duplex so she could rent out this half of it. And she did a lot of things with that. She actually, for a number of years, she had people coming from, I remember there were people here from Texas and Oklahoma, Missouri, all around, Mississippi, that came because she was kind of a naturopath, and she had in particular a salve that was extremely effective on boils. And as you know, boils are a staph infection, and they got pretty nasty, especially back then. So people would come, and I remember one man had 13 boils on one leg, and she would treat them. So she put the salve on, and it was black. It was like tar, but it had all kinds of stinking stuff in it. And she would put the salve on, and then the next day she would open the boil up, and she'd take the little plastic iced tea tumblers. I remember they were all different colors. And she put them in boiling water. They'd get real hot and real soft, and she'd take them out in her tough old hands and collapse them and put them over the wound and let go, and it would create a really hot vacuum that helped debride the boil wound. So interesting side fact. But she had people that would stay over in this side, and then the later years as I got older, she rented this out for a supplement to her income so she could stay here, and she lived her life out here. But I was remembering my uncle that I loved dearly was a particular hypochondriac. I remember every Christmas, he was the big sponsor of our Christmas parties, but every Christmas the family would start say, Uncle Fred's got cancer and he's probably not long for the world. I remember this from the time I was 6 years old until I was 26 years old. So finally, in my 30s, I came by here with my dad one day, and we came right over here. And my dad and his brother Fred were characters, and they argued all the time, and they loved each other, but they loved to fight. And my Uncle Freddie's legs were sticking out from under this opening right here in the side of the house. And so we squatted down, my dad and I squatted down and say, "Hey Fred, what's going on under there?" And you can see him turn his light around at us. He shines his light and he says, "Damn it, Robert, I've got cancer. I'm dying of cancer. Don't you remember anything?" I stood up and looked at my dad, and he goes, "I didn't know." But finally, it was cancer. And my Uncle Fred suffered for a number of years, and he finally passed away from cancer. God love him and bless his heart. But it was just one of those moments that you just couldn't forget. This was our old backyard that we played in. Can't see much of it now. Sassafras tree. My grandmother made tea from the roots of the sassafras tree. And this was, you can't see back in there, but she had a little workshop, and this was her backyard where we had geese and chickens and pig. That's where we all came to play and get away with murder. Old memories. Not much left of the house and not much left of the town, unfortunately.